Hello, everyone. How are you all? Hope you're all well, and welcome to Let's Talk Retro. Um, Tonight we've got a special guest on, but I will get him on in a minute because he makes everyone wait whilst he's doing live stream. So I thought I'll make him wait now. You know, I can see him down there in the corner on his phone. So, what is Let's Talk Retro? Let's Talk Retro is just an idea that I came up with, talking to YouTubers and non-YouTubers about not just about gaming stuff, about anything retro related to them. I always talk about things that are important to me. You know, I always talk about like games and memories that are attached to certain cartridges or things like Robot Wars. I love Robot Wars. You know, I mean, it's hard to find people that want to talk about that, but I grew up watching it. You know what I mean? So that passion is there, and I want to start this show going through a load of different people and finding out what makes them tick, finding out what their passion is and why. Um, and so hopefully for the next I think I'm going to do it every other week, every 3 weeks, something like that. We'll get a few people on, and by the end of each show, I hope that I've learned something about a subject I don't know anything about, and I hope that you guys as well have got more of an insight into who that person is and what makes them tick. So, without further ado, and see if I can catch him whilst he's on his phone. Last time I caught him whilst he was on his phone. We have the Retro Chef, the only Essex channel you should be watching.
That's right. That's right. I'm just doing the applause.
Yeah, there is a reason why I've asked you on Retro Chef as the
it?
first guest on
I
this.
thought no one else said no.
Well, they did. You know what I mean? You weren't the first choice. But nice glass, by the way. Where did you steal that from?
Well,
right. The reason why I've asked you on is because way back 2 years ago now. How weird is it to think? Well, actually, almost 2 years. I got a phone call from a very dodgy person asking if I would like to be nominated for YouTuber of the Month. And he said his name was Retro Chef. And I went, Retro who? Genuinely didn't know who you were. But ever since then, I haven't been able to get rid of you. So that's why I wanted to get you on, because everything that's happened since then has been largely down to you, just for that bit of promotion right back at the beginning. So, right.
You deserve it, mate. You deserve it.
You just saw this ginger idiot waffling, and you know what? 2 years later, nothing's changed.
No, mate, your channel's come on loads. Like, what I loved about your channel when I first watched you was your raw, your edgy. Your intro was so fucking loud. So that, can I swear, by the way? Sorry.
You can.
When I had it on my TV...
Let's face it, you're on this channel. You know what I mean? You're not going to not swear. Trying to get you not to swear is impossible.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, your intro was so loud that it was... My parrots, I had 2 parrots. I've only got one now. They used to get scared. And when I had it on, it was like, ah! But yeah, no, mate, your channel's come on like loads.
Well, yeah, I figured out how to turn the volume down of the intro for a start.
Yeah,
believe it or not, it was Super Nintendo that messaged me the one day and went, "You do know you can turn that down, don't you?" I went, "Well, how?" how my style of the channel came about, to be honest, was my complete lack of any knowledge of editing skills, of any technology, and I mean, I'm still useless now, but at least I can put a couple of clips together.
But that's why we love you, man, because you're honest. You know, you got loads of knowledge, which is awesome.
I wing it. There's no knowledge here. Literally, I wing it.
And you say stuff you shouldn't say, which I think is hilarious.
We've all been there.
I love it.
Let's have a quick look very quickly of who's in the chat. We have Martin at the Hobby Lodge. How you doing, mate? We have Tez. Great guy, Tez. Honestly, he promotes more channels than I've ever seen anybody promote. Great guy. Can you read that one out for me? I can never read his last name.
Max Livin.
Livin
or Livan. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You Star Gamer, how you doing, mate? I don't know, some Retro Chef. Castrent Gamer, how you doing, mate? Long time.
Billy.
I've got to scroll down here a bit. Bahaha.
Ross.
How you doing? Nerdy Geezer. Retro Skelly.
Skelly and Geezer.
Cyber Snake, how you doing, mate?
It's Jay. How we doing, Jay?
And I have to say now, Retro Bait, thank you for the intro to this channel. to this stream because I just messaged him one day and said, "So can you help me do a stream?" And he went, "Yeah, give me 5 minutes," and he knocked that up. There's a reason why it's the fire, is because I always wanted to do these chats by the fireside, but the effort it takes to get the fire set up, started, everything else, get the lighting right, keep the lighting going, and not set light to my computer like last time. I did. I stopped the stream after like 20 minutes really abruptly because I saw smoke coming out the side of the laptop.
So, what about a candle, Si? Like a little candle?
Just a candle. Catch my beard on
fire.
So yes, thank you very much, sir. And we got Tears and Retro. Right. So, Generation Pixel, I did miss you. How you doing, mate? Right. Today's subject, though, is talking about. Hang on, where we got. And it's about where did your retro gaming journey begin, or gaming journey, if you know what I mean. The whole thing about this channel, it's not always just going to be about retro. And what I mean by this is, do you own any pieces in your collection that are your original, like your original cartridges, your original Nintendos or Sega and stuff like that? And just what memories do you have attached to them? Because I think the good thing is, even though, say, like if you had a Mega Drive and somebody else had a Mega Drive, I can guarantee you your two stories, how you ended up with this Mega Drive, will be completely different, and your memories attached to them. So, over to you. Let's see what you have got.
So my big brother Paul, he had Spectrum Plus 2 when I was younger. My brother's 5 years older than me, so I used to watch him play games and stuff like that. I used to watch him play, and I never got to touch the system. I got to look at it and watch the screen. I never got to play it. So it was only when I got to about 7, 8 years old, maybe. So that would have been 89, 90, 1990-ish. Turtles were starting to come into play, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nintendo was getting quite popular, especially in London. I know other guys say Master System was in other areas, but for me, London.
Well, you were rich. If you lived
well, it was one of them, and I think it was my 9th or 10th birthday. Went to Toys R Us, and I didn't know I was getting this computer. My parents said to me, "We're going to buy you a Nintendo NES, as we call them. Which one do you want?" And obviously, I wanted the Turtles one, which I got. I've still got it, but I couldn't get the box out.
Do you know what the box is worth more now than the NES?
Yeah, the box is unreal. But I got my NES out because this is
a cardboard sleeve.
This is my original NES that I 10 NES chip modded it, so it plays all sorts. It's not been modified as in RF or anything, but I still got that.
So how many hours as a child had you spent playing that?
So I remember, before you had passwords, I know some games had passwords or like you could save stuff, but I remember, playing like this is my original Turtles. It's a bit rough now.
You know what? It's coming from someone who's never played that game apart from like recently.
Yeah,
you must have been dedicated to complete that game and play that game.
It's not a very good game. Not really. It's not a very good game. But what it was the Turtles.
Yeah, and, absolutely. Let's face it, they put Turtles on everything, didn't they?
Yeah, and I always got confused because I was so young. I didn't realise that all the red bandanas were from the comics, because obviously that's a comic picture.
Is it? I did not know that.
Yeah, they've all got red bandanas, so that's from the comics. Because originally the comics were like, I've got a couple of the old original comics, and they're like red shaded, black and white coloured, like they're not really coloured as such. They've all got the same style bandana, like a burgundy/red one. But I used to have to leave the computer on, go to bed, and I'll be like, and pause it, and I'd be like I always got stuck at the Technodrome, and I still haven't got past it, and it's near the end of the game.
Have you got into the Technodrome, or because
no,
you beat it and get inside it?
I'm trying to work out if you go inside it. And
I'm sure you have to beat it up and then go inside, and then
maybe. I've not played it for some time because, like I said, it don't play very well. And I'm after the Turtles game on the Amiga, because I'm assuming it'd be better. But then I watched the gameplay and it's
not.
terrible.
It's really not.
Yeah, which is a shame.
The thing is with that game though, was that when you got that NES, was that the only game that came with it at the time?
So
Or
it
did
came
come
with
a couple.
So it came with this, and then my parents bought me Top Gun, which I've still got, and I want to say Bionic Commando, but I could be wrong.
Well, tell you what,
No,
those
DuckTales. Sorry, DuckTales.
Oh, DuckTales. No, that's very different.
DuckTales.
So I was about to say, out of those three, the original you said then that Turtles probably was the best game, but DuckTales.
No, DuckTales.
DuckTales is up there with one of the best games ever made.
I get confused because of the box side, because the DuckTales box is blue, like Bionic Commando, like as in the, the logo, but the bot. But I had DuckTales and I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah. Do you know what I love though with DuckTales is the platform game and the mechanic of jumping. I love that that's followed on in so many different games and really inspired Shovel Knight. You know what I mean? Such a simple mechanism of jumping on your enemies and everything else, but it works. It works really, really well. For me, it's really odd with computers and stuff that I had, because I remember the ZX81 that we had, and that was my dad's. And then we had the Spectrums, which I've got the love for now and everything else, but also was my dad's. And I think it was 93 Christmas morning, we got an Amiga 600. I've still got a picture of that Amiga 600. Nice. Sadly, I don't own that Amiga. My brother was storing everything in his house and got evicted. And everything that was in the house, I think, must have ended up in the skip. So for me, that's where all of my memories and everything come from. And then I think next thing we got was a PlayStation 1 many, many, many years later. So I didn't even know anyone with an NES.
Yeah, I've got family that they used to live in Birmingham. What do you call it? Shelley Oak? No,
Selly Oak.
Anyway, so yeah, up like it was rough. It was rough, Si, like rough. Like really,
I mean, Wolverhampton, you're saying rough. I know rough.
Oh, like for me, seeing that, I was like that. My uncle, God rest his soul, he moved to Birmingham because he was a policeman, and he was doing stuff up there. I don't know what. I was young at the time, and we went up there to see my cousins, and they had Master System because they were they're London boys, like me. Yeah. But when they moved up there, they said that they could get a NES, but everyone had all their mates at school had Master System.
It was cheaper. It was a cheaper option. Yeah, and I think a lot of the games. I don't know. I think the Master System had a better library of games, but that's coming from. I'm saying that now.
I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret. Yeah, I think it's a better console.
How many people have just left the stream now?
No, I'll tell you why, Si. You look at the comparison games. You got Master of Darkness, and then you've got Castlevania. Castlevania obviously is an awesome game. I'm not throwing any shit at that. But Master of Darkness, wow, what a game!
I think it was very underrated, to be honest. There.
And then Shinobi was very good on the Master System.
Yeah, it was.
You know, and that was the arcade games you played, because the Shinobi on the NES was an American NTSC. We never got it here. So I've got it imported, but it's not as good as the Master System version.
The weird thing is for me is I didn't actually have one of those, but I did have a Game Gear, and quite a lot of the games were ported onto the Game Gear.
Yeah,
and they are identical games, to be honest, but then you're playing them on a screen like this big, so it doesn't feel as good. So anything else that you have from your childhood that you'd like to show off, and any memories attached to them?
So I'm gonna go with a toy, because
going toys now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a toy. I should have pulled movies out, but I didn't. But it's fine.
Well, we can do movies another time, because to be honest, exactly. I want to do a whole episode about movies, VHS, and the whole memory of going to the video shop. I'd love to do one. I think we'd have a few more than just 2 people on the stream for that one.
Yeah,
get a few people's memories.
So this is my original 1991 or 80, or anyway, it's my original Batman. It's even missing a bit of the sticker. My original Batman animated series Batmobile, not with the correct Batman inside, because that's somewhere else. This wasn't a parachute. This is a parachute Batman that I've still got. But I was I might have been playing with this recently. I'm not going to say the definite, but that's my original one. And I love Batman.
It was the animated series your favourite series, or is there anyone that trumps?
Yes, very close, because I think the idea of it was so good. Was Batman Beyond or Batman of the Future? Because I like the idea that Batman was getting old, Bruce Wayne was getting old, and Terry McGinnis, his helper, become Batman. And
Yeah.
I think it's a great story, and I hope they do that in real life. They've spoke about it for years. But yeah, Batman animated series was cool. Then we have Batman and Robin, and then we've got a few spin-offs. We've got obviously the Teen Titans, but we were talking about this earlier. This is my Cheetah Batman animated series.
I'm taking it that you were a bit of a Batman fan then.
You know what it was when I was a kid?
Tell you what, carry on.
Sorry, I was going to say what it was when I was a kid. Like, as you know, I love comics. I've got thousands of comics. Like all the movies, I've got everything. I'm a big nerd when it comes to comics. But Batman, and this is going to sound stupid. Well, no, it's more believable. Like, I could believe someone is Batman because he's got no superpowers, really. Yeah. Same as Iron Man. I know Iron Man's got a suit, but with Batman, because he's a bit more believable, and I know that's a real far-fetched thing to say because the Joker and all them are not believable, but because you could be Batman.
Yeah.
As a kid,
it was more grounded.
Like, cool, it was, man. You know.
What did you actually think of the new Batman movie? We were going to go completely off tangent.
No, I actually really liked it, and
I did as well.
I hate Robert Pattinson with a vengeance. I think like Twilight and all that, I hated it. But what he brought was because I don't think he's a good actor, and I'm sure people are probably going to throw eggs at us. But in this role, because he's for me so like
everyone's allowed an opinion.
Well, not everyone.
Well.
But because he's so plain in it, you know, like he's so non-emotional, I think he plays it so well. And I think
I do think the movie was a bit too long, though. just a little bit. Just, I'd say like 15, 20 minutes less would have been better.
It was going to be longer. They cut it down.
It was going to be longer.
It was going to be long because obviously we didn't get the Joker scene, which we were going to get in the director's cut or the extended cut when they're going
to save all that for the special editions.
But the problem you've got is all the Marvel films are 2.5, 3.5 hours long. So DC are trying to do that. But it's a great film. And
on the subject of Batman, though, I mean, I know you're getting into your micros and everything else. Have you tried Batman on the C64? Amazing game.
I've got it. I bought it, but I've not played it yet. I'm just, as you know, games rooms getting built and all that shit. So I'm just waiting for everything because I've got all my stuff still piled up in here and everywhere in the house, literally.
I must admit, I have seen pictures of your house. I'm surprised you managed to find any bits to show off tonight.
I've got loads of stuff. Loads of stuff.
But Batman on the C64. There's a couple of different ones which are really good. Some people just never give it a chance. Some people write it off before they've even played it. So it's worth playing.
Unfortunately, some people will say things that they don't really ain't got a clue what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
So they will say, "Oh yeah, this is no good. That's no good." And then when you say, "Well, have you got that?" No. Have you played it? No. So
yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, there are people like that. So anyway, on to your next thing. What else have you got from your childhood?
So this is
and tell me about how you ended up getting them as well. Tell me
So this Woolworths was massive. As a kid, Woolworths was massive for us.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I went Woolworths, it was every Sunday we went Woolworths for some reason, and I'd always get a game, a toy, or whatever as a kid. And then I got to like 11.
So I'm just Tez's plugging his stream on mine. So
yeah, why not?
Carry on.
He's a good guy.
Plug away. Tell you what, Tez, if you want, drop a link.
Yeah, man. Why not? I got a Mega CD. One of my good friends had a Mega CD. Sorry, let me start again. Lethal Enforcer, I loved in the arcade. I absolutely love Lethal Enforcer. And then I heard it was out on the Mega CD. My friend had a Mega CD. I played it. I loved it. I begged my parents to buy a Mega CD. I think that was like $150 or $129.95 or something like that with Road Avenger, Cobra Commando, and a few games. Anyway, I was in Woolworths. I've not long seen Blade Runner. Okay. Blade Runner, one of my brother's favorite films. We used to watch it like all the time, along with Big Trouble in Little China and Never Too Young to Die. There's certain films we always watched as kids, and Woolworths had this for $39.95, and it's to me it's very Blade Runner-esque. It's Snatcher, and this is my original Snatcher, which is broken in the case. I've not changed it deliberately, purely because this is my original one.
Yeah.
And for me, this game was so good at the time. I spoke about it a few times on my channel. I just think,
to anyone who's not actually played that game before, what's it actually like? How does it play?
I want to say it's a point and click game. The best way to explain it's a point and click game. You read it is very text heavy. You read a lot of text. There is scenes where you need to if you've got the Justifier from Lethal Enforcer, you plug that into player 2, and when you've got to shoot some of the robots, the replicants, or the Snatchers, you shoot them with the Justifier.
I didn't realise you could do that.
Yeah, I found out
you could do that.
Yeah, one of my friends told me because it's not the easiest game to shoot with the controller. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why aren't you using the gun?" And I thought he was talking about the Menacer. He said, "No, the Justifier." And I was like, "Yeah, shut up, mate." And then it fucking works. It works. So
if you're trying to control it with a pad, is it like moving the crosshairs with your D-pad?
Yeah.
It's really games weird. Like that. It's just,
it's not right.
You lose the reaction time, don't you, of where you're shooting and everything. So.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get a Mega Drive mouse, but now they're like for what it's worth, they're crazy money. I mean, I remember they were cheap, but I wish I bought one when they were cheap. Now they're like.
It's the same as the Philips CDI mouse as well, because you can do the gun games with that. But the problem is anything Philips CDI now. I mean, what was it? Sega Zombie picked up a pad, like it just looks like a Mega Drive pad, but in grey. And it's like 50, 60 quid.
It's mad,
and I'm saying it's not a good pad. It's better than the controller that came with it, but that isn't saying much.
I'd love it's not, it's an expensive thing just to look at, if you get me. And I could buy one. Yeah, I can buy one, put it on the shelf, but I'm only really going to use it for Snatch. I don't know what else you'd use it for on a Mega Drive, because Mega Drive, I love Mega Drive, but I'm not too clued up on what games that would play with. But
I know for the Amiga that you can use the mouse to control like racing games, like bike games. So it acts like. So I don't know whether that would work for the Mega Drive as well. I mean, are there any racing games? Oh, there is. There's Super Hang-On and stuff like that, isn't there?
Yeah, because I remember.
I wonder if that would work.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. So I'd love to buy one to try, but I'm not that.
What are the prices going for at the moment for the mouse? Or have you not
last time I saw was $120. I mean,
$120 for a mouse.
That's not. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's not crazy, but at the same time, I'm not that desperate to find out if it works with Snatcher. I'm not that desperate.
The thing is that somebody will probably come up with like an adapter so you can plug any mouse into it. You know what I mean? There's always stuff like that.
I'm just trying to think like now, what games would play with the mouse? Like
we've got a PC Master Race here.
Oh, the old Hobby Logi. Well, Populous, Megalomania, General Chaos. Maybe they play well with the mouse.
Steady now, Hobby Lodge, Street Fighter 2 with a mouse.
Yeah, well, you would. You would. You feel.
Oh no, I play Mortal Kombat with bongos. Oh, talking about controls as well. You showed that that joystick, the Batman one. Do you remember the other ones that came with that though? Like there was the Batman one. I think Hobby Lodge has got the Terminator one, and there's the Aliens. How terrible are those as joysticks though? Yeah,
we said this off air. Like the
ears.
If I quickly pull it out, because it's yeah. Look at that! Look at the top. It's so sharp. It's so sharp. Yee. Yeah, it's not a good controller, but it looks like you look at it.
It looks good. That's all it was, though, wasn't it? It's just for looking. And the worst thing is, it's attached to like the worst joystick you could possibly get. The actual, you play track and field with that one.
It's
because Sega Zombie. How you doing, mate?
Sega Zombie. I'll say I've got this one. I've got the Batman Returns one. I think I've got the Aliens one. I know I've got the Bart Simpson one.
You're just a hoarder, aren't you?
The Terminator one. I've got a few of them now, innit? So
yeah. Martin at the Hobby Lodge was after his one, wasn't it? And do you know what?
Yeah,
I have to say, with Martin, watching him rediscover the C64 and watching him build up his actual collection of joystick of games of everything about that. I think it's great to actually see the passion that comes through from that. I mean, I've got to get Martin on here just to have a conversation about his experience with the C64.
yeah.
Because once you get him started on it, you can feel all of the passion and the emotion and everything coming out just by like clicking a button or putting the tape in. It provokes an emotion in your head. So
It's disgusting, really. It's disgusting. But
I know
you know,
he should be having a spectrum. I know. I mean, not everyone's perfect.
listen, I love Martin. I ain't gonna say anything different. There's a couple of us, very close group of people. Yeah, and he's one of them, and I value him as a very good friend, very attractive as well, which helps.
It can't shut me up. Definitely, Martin. If you're about and you are free, I definitely want to get you on here talking about your gaming history.
The only person you're going to struggle with is Paul, because Paul talks more than me and you put together. So he maybe could do a stream by himself with a mirror.
I've had the pleasure of going to the pub with Paul at the Game Expo, and I tell you what, I had to drag him away from talking to someone to say your tram is coming and push him out the pub.
Listen. I don't not believe you, because I ring him to talk to him. I ring him to talk to him for 20 minutes. 19 minutes is him talking. I haven't even said what I need to say, and I talk a lot of shit, like you. We both talk shit. So,
yep, that makes it fun, though, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
So we've gone through those things. Anything else from your childhood and with games? Were you limited to like one for your birthday, one for Christmas, or did you save up and get games throughout? How did that work for you, games wise?
I don't want to say I was. I'm not going to say I was spoiled. I wasn't spoiled, but what it was, my old man. If me and my brother would go and work with my dad used to own his own business, right? And when I was young, he had a shop down in North London, butchers. All right, he had two butchers in North London, and if we went and worked with him, which we always wanted to, 2 doors down was like an independent game shop. So, like, if we went to work with him, and he would, oh, dad, how much? He would say to you, how much? He wouldn't tell you what you want, how much, and you go and get it. So, like, every other weekend, probably I'd get a game.
I must admit, thinking about it, we probably did get games quite regularly, like for the Amiga, but all of them were backups.
They were more attainable, though.
Yeah, backups.
It wasn't expensive.
I remember going to car boot sales, and there was just people there selling copied floppy disks of games. I remember getting Monkey Island, and I remember picking it up, going, "Look, there's this many discs in it." If you know what I mean, Secret of Monkey Island. But don't you find though, with games, when you didn't have, like now, when you've got so much choice of games, you spent more time actually sitting down and playing and enjoying a game, or even a game that started off really bad, or probably was bad. You put the time and effort into it because that's the game you had. Like, if I rented a game and it was terrible, I'd pay £2-3 to rent this. I'm getting my money's worth out of it.
So when I got my NES, I played. So
comment.
No, but I don't mean it like that. What? You want a flake in that drink? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
He's not a barman.
It's been a busy day today. Like I've had a busy old day. When I first got my NES, I was playing these games for maybe, let's say, for 6 months, and then it was Christmas. So then for Christmas I got the Zapper with Gumshoe or Gunsmoke. No, Gumshoe.
Yeah.
Which was the one you have to shoot and he bounced. And I got it. Do
you know that's an underrated game? That is.
I'm telling you now.
I like that game.
It's fucking good. I got that. I got Bayou Billy, which is another shooting game, Konami one. That was the first Christmas, and I think my nan bought me Kung Fu, the old Spartan X.
Yeah. Is that the Kung Fu one where you got to walk left or right across the screen and just? I've got a port of that for the Spectrum, and it's one of those games I've always picked up and always gone like, I just don't get it. But I've played it a little bit more, and I'm starting to understand what's good about that game.
Yeah,
Because
it's a good
before I
game.
was just like walk forward, dead, gone. You know what I mean? That was it. But
The arcade version is really good. And I've got the Famicom version, Spartan X, thanks to Nintendo Arcade Alex. He showed it off, and I bought it for like £4. So yeah, so I would play games quite a lot. When it got silly with buying games, I was 14 years old. When I was a lad out proper, I could go out and kind of like do what I wanted, like, if you know what I mean. And we used to go car boot back then, but we used to go
Yeah.
car boot mainly to buy pen knives, you know, like silly, like, as kids doing it, yeah.
you're not dodgy. You're not dodgy at all.
But I was buying games. Like my mates would have like a couple of Swiss Army knives or like a proper Rambo knife, commando knife, like for cool. And I'll be having a bag of NES games or a Masters. Like that's how it started. And my nan, God rest her soul, used to take me to car boots, and you know I used to buy the mask. So I used to buy all the toys that I didn't have because I was so into gaming. I wasn't really massively into toys, so like I was mainly into gaming, BMXing massively. Like I was a massive BMXer with all my mates.
I didn't know.
Yeah, like literally, like I wasn't fat when I was a kid. I mean, I'm quite trim now, you know. But when I was a kid, I wasn't a fat fucker. So we used to go riding everywhere, and I'm guessing same as for you. My dad said to me, "When the street light comes on, you come home." That was the rule.
I need to change. Right, where the street lights come on, right?
Yeah.
We had to go home, but
Yeah.
down by the side of our house there was a row of street lights, and we'd figured out that if you kicked where the actual box was at the bottom, you can switch them back off again for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we used to do this whole rundown, kicking these lights off, going, "No, they're not on yet."
So my pal used to have where we lived. The front panel had like a key that had 3 holes or something, and his dad was a caretaker, like not for this area but for another area. So we could open the panels and turn the lights on and off. It was really fucking dangerous. When you think about it now, all electrics and we're turning shit on. But yeah, that was my only rule. Come back, and when I used to come home, my brother would be on the Spectrum. Then he got into Amigas, and then obviously, you know, I got into Super NES, Mega Drive, Mega CD. You know, and it just started to just get into what it is now, really. But it's great because of you. You know, because of you, Amstrad CPC 464 and a C64 because of all the.
So hang on, the Amstrad CPC, which was free, was like your gateway drug into the micros.
Yeah, I never because so because all my systems is what I had, all my systems and computers all what I had when I was a kid. Now the biggest thing is that because my brother's stuff he kept himself, my stuff I've still got, but the Spectrum stuff I wasn't interested in because you couldn't play it instantly. I couldn't play it instantly. I wasn't bothered. But when seeing all you buggers play all these games, and then you were like, "Oh look, Chef, where's Chelmsford?" I'm like, "Yeah, I went and got it." I mean, that's a great system. I mean, I'm looking forward to giving that some time.
The Amstrad is good. I don't think the Amstrad is as big as supported for the homebrew scene. They still have a lot of homebrew, but the Spectrum and the C64, the homebrew games on that. I mean, you've just got to go and look at Martin's channel to see some of the homebrew games he's getting. You wouldn't believe some of these games could be running on an 8-bit system. They really can't.
I had the BMX. I had 2 BMXs. The first one I got wasn't real BMX. It was called a Wildcat, a Rally Wildcat. It looked like Street Hawk. If you Google it,
I know that bike.
Yeah, it looks like Street Hawk.
It had a little panel on the front with little lights.
Yeah. Now I've been trying to find one just to have.
Yeah.
And they're very hard to get, and then
it looks fast sitting still, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then I got after that bike, which was like that's my BMX. It wasn't proper BMX in it. Then I had a Diamondback or Ridgeback. I think it was a Diamondback, and it got stolen. And then I got into mountain bikes.
Yeah.
You know, and I've still got bikes now.
My brother had a BMX, and I remember when he was really small, and I remember it had solid wheels. So every time we used to ride it, you were like bouncing off. You know what I mean? There was no cushion whatsoever. And if you stopped and pedaled backwards, the bike went backwards. So if he got too fast, he had to take his feet off the pedals and let them just spin around like this.
Wow.
Always, it was a red bike, and I always remember it had the foam thing going across because clearly you're going to fall off and hurt yourself at some point.
Yeah, I mean, kids, you know, Si, you're not too much younger than me. I mean, I'll say I'm 40, but I know I don't look it.
Next year I'm 40.
We were spoilt for me, for cartoons, movies, cars, video games, comics, BMX biking, anything like that. To me, we were spoiled. Music.
Okay, cartoon
everything.
wise then, because I've been putting up a few shorts of different cartoons.
Yes.
I put up Jason the Wheeled Warriors,
Awesome.
Visionaries.
Yep.
What was the other? Do you remember Ulysses?
Ulysses 31 was a French. Like I can wax lyrical about this.
Yeah, carry on. Talk away.
It's actually a true story, Ulysses, but they've changed the storyline, as in it wasn't set in space.
Yeah,
it was a Greek story. Ulysses was a character where he went against Hades, and he made all of his crew become like zombie ghosts. I say true story like I was there. It's written in the book. But Ulysses was a ripoff in respect of Star Wars. He had obviously the gun with the lightsaber all together. I mean, I was watching Centurions. I used to love Centurions. Bionic 6.
Do you remember? Not Visionaries. What was it called now? Oh,
which one? Tell me. I'll tell you.
It's left my head. Literally, I just had it in my head and now it's gone. It'll come back to me. You carry on.
I used to watch Starcom, say Visionaries, Jason and Wood Warriors, Pole Position, Samurai Pizza Cats, obviously the Power Rangers, Turtles.
Do you remember Gargoyles?
Gargoyles is like
how much is an underrated cartoon?
Yeah.
I mean, how have they never brought that back? I mean, I think that would do great now.
If you watch Disney Plus, it's on there. Like during the pandemic, I watched all of them back then because I used to watch it on Fox Kids. I think it was back in the day. I've got the videos. I've got the game on the Mega Drive, which is a US only.
Isn't that the one that uses like a weird like glitch with it or something like that, some part of the game? I'm sure there's something about that game which can only work if the people were talking about emulating it and it wouldn't emulate properly.
Yeah, it's a hard one to emulate, from what I understand, because it was a later game. I mean,
Defenders of the Earth. Sorry, just came into my head. Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah, Defenders. You know what? For me, the music.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I've been watching with that though? If you've got Oculus Quest, there's a place called Big Screen, and in Big Screen you can go there. It's like sitting in a cinema. I used to go there during lockdown, and there's one which shows just old cartoons, and they were showing all of Defenders of the Earth on there one day. So I sat down. The weird thing is, I didn't realize how good the intro was, but how not so good the actual cartoon itself was. It's a little bit. It's not aged well.
It's, you know what it is like, even now, like it's Defenders of the Earth, Defenders.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Master of Magic, spells and illusions, enemies.
This isn't karaoke night.
In confusion, Mandrake, and then it goes the black geezer. His strength is a legend. His willpowers are. Goes into battle. He never will fall. All this. The music's awesome, man. I can sing it.
That's something, right? Is a lot of the time, right? The cartoons probably don't hold up as good as they should, but the intros to 80s and 90s cartoons, is just. It's what was it? Brave Star. Do you remember that one?
Brave Star. Let me tell you, I've still got Brave Star gun because Quasar was massive. Remember Quasar? I had Quasar, the shooting game, but I've got Brave Star gun that I think you shoot I think it's a set with what does it shoot? Fuck. It's either barrels or something. I've still got it. Brave Star, Speed of the Puma. Like, listen, like
I'm gonna be watching some of these tonight, aren't you?
Well, this is the thing. Like, you made me watch that Star Lancer? No.
Star
something.
Oh, Starfighter. It's in the back room anyway. Yeah.
You made me watch it. I bought it on DVD because the video was like 50 quid. I was like, fuck, you know. I bought it on DVD. It's a really good film.
Star Chaser Legend of Orion.
Yes, there we go. Very underrated. A blatant rip-off of Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely. But
I don't care. The storyline is awesome. Really good story. Like the raccoons.
The raccoons. I forgot all about them.
The raccoons, the song.
I had the raccoons on Betamax.
Wow. I've got it on Laserdisc. I bought it on Laserdisc recently. the raccoons, like run with us.
Yes.
Oh my God. My God.
I love how this has turned into a cartoon stream, but this is
Sorry.
kind of what. No, this is what I wanted this to be, because we can sit there, and that's why it was in the title, one subject ish, because it's never going to be one subject. Once you start talking and go on a tangent and everything else, that is where you find those memories that are lost and locked in your head, and it's great.
I love gaming. Yeah, I've got over 5,000 games, 40, 50 consoles, whatever. But comics and movies, cartoons, anime, manga. Like, I've done a video with Pedro VHS Bootlegs about my anime and manga. I love cartoons. For me, I spent a lot of time watching TV when I was a kid, man. Like, really, a lot. And like Bionic 6. Bionic 6. We are a family. Oh, I used to love Bionic 6.
Do you know what my kids? Yeah, do you know? I don't remember Pole Position. I genuinely don't remember that.
Good.
But do you know what my kids are watching that? I mean, the thing is that because they were born like 10, 12 years ago, whatever. But they're watching cartoons from like the early 2000s, late 90s. But they're watching lots of Invader Zim and stuff like that, which I absolutely love. Invader Zim. Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, I have watched, because my eldest is 18. So she was born 2004. And she was massive into Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah, like Cat Dog and Angry Beavers. I'm sorry, how the hell did they get away with Angry Beavers? I genuinely, half of those jokes, you go back and look at them now, and you went, it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's.
That's definitely. I've lost you now, haven't I? I've lost your generation.
Yeah, it's for me. I was trying to get my eldest Talia. I was trying to get her to watch. Back then, I was trying to get her into, the raccoons and that. And she was like, yeah. She liked real shitty drawings, like SpongeBob was horrible drawing. Batfink was before my time, but I watched it because of my brother. There was Batfink. Obviously, Danger Mouse was massive. Count Dracula with David Jason, who done Danger Mouse and Count Dracula.
Trapdoor's great. Here's another one. Do you remember the cartoon Stop It and Tidy Up?
Yeah, stop it and tidy up. And it was, be quiet, don't be scared. All them ones. I used to listen. I used to know all of them. California Raisins was on before Saved by the Bell on Channel 4 back in the day.
The Poddington Peas.
Poddington Peas. Down at the bottom of the
I knew that would start you off.
Yeah, I remember that one. And then the one I used to like, Family Nest. Remember Family Nest?
I've actually got a vinyl record of the music of that.
Oh, that one used to be awesome. I mean, that and Jimbo, the plane, like, fuck,
Yeah. You've really gone a little nostalgia trip there, haven't you?
I love cartoons. It's such a massive thing for me, and a lot of these, you think about it, a lot of these cartoons never got games. A lot of these cartoons never got games, and the games that we did get, Thundercats, like, terrible. Do you know what I mean?
Do you Eat the Cat got a cartoon? Do you ever remember that one?
Yeah, of course.
That's a weird, because that game, I thought it was going to be like just a nice platformer. It's sort of like not pushover, Sleepwalker. You got to stop the granny from basically walking into everything. Those games, I always wanted to like those games, but I could not get on with them at all.
It's like I say this to my daughter, like, now a cartoon comes out, there's a game.
Yeah.
That 9 times out of 10, there's a game. And my daughter like, what ones did you play, Daddy? And I'm like, well, the Turtles, and that's pretty, like, this one's pretty pants, really. There was no Centurions, no pole position. Transformers was terrible.
Yeah, have you tried Transformers on the Commodore 64?
No, because I heard it's terrible.
Yes, it's an experience. You need to check it out. They also had Transformers on the Famicom as well.
I got the Famicom one, and it's called
terrible.
Transformers something of Convoy, because Optimus Prime in Japan is not called Optimus Prime, it's called Convoy. But that's another thing. But yeah, cartoons, man. Yeah. Grotbag. Now, Grotbag used to scare me. Used to scare the shit out. Because we used to get, I'm sure you got it as well, but on Saturday, Sunday, back in there, we had Ghost Train, was like the Alive and Kicking on ITV. I don't know if you remember that. And Gary Charles used to do it on certain days. And Grotbag with Emu and all that stuff. And, Rod Hull and everyone. Count
used to
Dracula.
scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, I used to get scared. Like there was Teabag, and I can't think there was another one. There was that granny, and she was like a superhero. Super Grand. I can't. What was that called?
Please don't
Was
tell
that
me
Super Grand?
Yeah, please don't tell me it's the same Supergram that's got a Spectrum game, because that's terrible.
It's an old lady. It's an old It's a proper TV show. I think it's sorry, Si.
You're googling it now, aren't you?
I'm gonna have to, because I remember it, because I used to think, is it Super? Is it called Super?
Well,
Grand?
as I said, there's been an awful lot of chat in the actual comments as well with all their yeah, that's the one. That is the Super Grand. That is the Spectrum game. And if you want to see how bad a game can be, go and give that a play. Does anybody else in the chat actually remember playing Super Grand?
I'd never played it, but I remember it because the music was like, because it was on BBC One, I think it was, because if you used to get up early Saturday morning, you used to get up, watch Kickstart. I used to love Kickstart, which was the kids on the motorbikes driving around like all the little obstacle courses. And then Kickstart was a game on the Commodore 16, because my brother's friend had it, and it was a terrible game. But I remember that.
It was on the C16, and it was bound to be terrible.
Yeah, C16. That's it, Commodore 16, C16. And then Super Grand and all them. And there was loads. Alex, Nintendo Arcade, would be waxing lyrical about these ones, because that's always Super Grand. And the other one, the Ghostbusters, the one with the horse. That's before my time, but I remember seeing it.
The one with the horse.
There's one with a horse and these ghosts. I can't think what it's called. There's real people.
I don't know. What were we talking about the other day? Through the Dragon's Eye.
So
yesterday. Does anybody else remember watching Through the Dragon's Eye? I remember at school we used to watch it. I think it was every Tuesday at school, and we used to have to sit down and watch it. And it was like, by the end of it, to beginning, we were like, "Oh God, we've got to watch this." By the end of it, everyone was invested into what's going to happen next, because they showed it week by week. So
yeah, it was like the music. I just remember the music was like now I'm thinking about it now. I'm about to put it on my phone. Because that song. And we used to play the
but
BBC
I didn't realise
game as well.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was a BBC micro game of it.
I shared it yesterday with you guys, because we played that in school. And I'd love to get it. I went on eBay. I can't see it for love of money.
Well, I do actually have a BBC micro with an SD card, so I am going to search and see, see if it's actually on there. So anyway, moving on from the diversion.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm just trying to. We've got like 10 minutes left or so, so we're going to finish up with anything else that you've got some strong memories attached to that you still own in your collection.
So it is 1999, year 2000. I would have been 17, 18 years old, going to America with a couple of my pals. I never had a Game Boy. I had my Game Boy, but wasn't playing it then. I wanted a handheld to take with me. I want to say this is 2000s. I'm sure it is, but I got my original Game Boy Advance SP, the NES version. I'm sure this is 2000. Awesome. Like this sits next to me in my bedroom on my little table. I'll play this. And
is it a 101 or a?
No, it's an 001. So it's not. Where is it?
It's not the backlit one.
No, I don't think these come backlit. This one didn't. I don't think it did. The blue ones and the black ones come backlit 101s. This is
the
just
pink one as well. The weird thing is I managed to get a backlit one. It was a pink one. So
wow.
The thing is with them is I didn't realise how much different the picture quality was, because I was really happy with the quality of that screen, considering we've gone from the Game Boy Advance, which I don't know why the Game Boy Advance was never backlit. Absolutely criminal how that was never backlit. And then going from that to the SP, it was amazing. But then when you do go and get one of the newer ones, it's crystal clear. It really is. So
the picture's unreal. I will buy one, but this is fine. And I was saying to you, like, this is 2000-ish, 2001, 2. I'm not quite sure. I bought a load of games from Dixon's and whatnot before I went away. And I've got 5 of them I've still got, like, from that day. The other ones I don't know where they are. But I've got like Metroid Fusion, which is
Pricey game
oh
now.
my god, this game is so good.
My wife is a big fan of the Metroid Game Boy Advance games. She played them all the way through.
I haven't
And
got
when they were
the
coming
other
for the
one.
new one, she was replaying them again.
Yeah.
And then she went to what is the next one called?
There's Metroid Fusion, and I forget the other one, but I haven't got it. The other one's worth more money.
Yeah, that the other one
I
is.
can't think what it's called.
I ended up getting her I got her a fake copy just because my wife doesn't collect games and anything else. My wife would quite happily download the game, play it, and move on. So I just bought her a fake copy, and she's played through that, and then she played the new Metroid game, which it's great.
That Metroid Fusion is awesome. Zelda Four Swords, which is basically Link to the Past, really good game as well.
I'm going to say it now. I've got quite a lot of Zelda games.
Yeah, you have.
I have never played them.
Some of them are really good.
I don't
really
like Zelda. I'm about to lose some people. I don't like Zelda.
Castlevania, really good.
Yeah.
Mario World 2, which is basically Super Mario Worlds on the Super Nintendo, and then Final Fight 1. Now, I've said to you, all these games I threw the boxes away. That's really good. That's probably, other than the Mega CD version, that is the best version of Final Fight.
I just had a thought. I have got that somewhere still. I'm going to have to play that on the GameCube Game Boy player.
It's really good.
Yeah, because that way I'll be able to actually record it as well.
And this is a newer one. I've got this recent. Well, I say recent.
Hey, look! I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Tetley, I never liked it. You know what it is with Zelda? Because I think what it is, a lot of people is with Zelda.
Here we go. They're all
is because you've got. They don't stick to the same storyline. When I say that, it's not always. It's Link and it's Zelda, but there's no game really. They don't connect. Whereas with Metroid, they connect. If you get me.
What did you think of the Metroid?
Struggle with it.
What did you think of the Metroid GameCube games? Because changing to the first person.
I struggled with the first one.
Yeah.
With Metroid Prime. Is it Metroid Prime? And then the second one's Echoes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the second one really much so. And then when it got to the Wii, I loved Corruption. I thought Corruption was awesome.
I have never played any Metroid on the Wii at all. Thinking about it,
Corruption, very cheap game, very good game.
Is it?
Yeah, it's £5. It's got to be a $5. It's got to be.
I don't think I've actually had a Wii hooked up for ages. I tend to keep the Wii U is always hooked up. To me,
on the Wii U side.
I love the Wii U, so that's always
me too.
I know everyone goes that the Wii U was a complete flop, but to me it wasn't. All right, okay. Coming with you when you play the Switch, I always feel like I'm going to snap the Joy-Cons off. You know what I mean? They're
a bit flimsy.
But when I'm holding the Wii U pad, it's you know what I mean? It feels solid. It ain't going anywhere, and I like that.
The main reason why I bought a Wii U originally was because I wanted to play Zombie U because it wasn't on any other system at the time. Zombie U was only on the Wii U, and that game, like even today, when I watch Heaps played it about a year ago, it's such a good game. But now you can get it on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Batman Arkham Armored Edition. My God, what a good game! You know, Ninja Gaiden. Oh my God, there's some great games like on the Wii U.
I have to say though, the Wii U port of Tekken was terrible.
Tekken Tag was terrible. Yes.
So, I like Tekken Tag. I just don't like it on the Wii U.
Yeah, on the Wii U is terrible. The Wii U is terrible. I love that system, but that's the other. This Game Boy Advance again. This goes for stupid money.
Please, right. Did you throw that box away?
I bought this cartless because I couldn't.
Okay. I thought you had to tell me that was one of those ones that you threw away.
Mate, all these ones I threw away. Not on purpose. Literally,
it just happens. It happens.
I just moved house. I moved from North London to St Albans, and they were loose. And I was like, I've always been a collector, but when I say that, I wasn't like now. I'm like, oh, I need a box complete. Back then, I was like, no, you know. But this I bought cart only. Ninja Cop. If you haven't played Ninja Cop, my God, this game holds up today. Like with any kind of game, it's such a good game. Very good.
Okay, and here's a question though: how much does that game go for now? Because isn't it a pricey one?
cart only 90 quid, maybe 100 quid, maybe.
Wow.
It's
Hate to-
but the thing is, Si, like if you can play this, please play it. I want to know what you
No,
think.
I have actually played it
good.
because I've got. Hang on.
Have you got an emulator?
I've got the
right.
Game Boy. So everything's. What I like about this is that the Raspberry Pi. I can remember where it is. It looks like a cartridge in the back, but the
Nice.
Raspberry Pi is actually inside this bit that can detach.
Wow.
So the actual Pi is inside there, and then you can put it in. Actually, haven't had any games in it for a while. But what I like about this is it is everything. It's Game Boy, it's Game Gear, it's all those systems. I tend to only play handheld games, and you can play your arcade games and everything else like that. But to me, if you're playing it on this form factor, it should be a game that was meant to be.
Yeah,
here.
I get you.
There are shoulder buttons as well, if you can see them, but they're on the back just here.
Where did you get that from, Si?
This was just a private sale. I'm sure this was like Retro Realm. Somebody was selling it off. But as you're playing the game and trying to steer, you've got to sort of hold it in a really unnatural position and then try and press if they were like just a bit up here, it'd be better.
I get you.
But this comes as an actual case because everyone was modding the Game Boys, though, weren't they, at the time? So this has come along where it eliminates. I saw some dodgy mods of Game Boys where people are like attacking them with Dremels and stuff like that to put the extra holes in. And I've had one that was backlit before, and I opened it up. I have never seen such a mess of wires as was in this. Not in this, in the modded ones.
It's like this is like this is my original one. I haven't. I need to get like Lee keeps. Yeah, see you and Lee. Like I need to get a modded Game Boy like the ones that Lee get, the Power Kiddie ones. But like look, it's like you cannot get away from. But even this game, Ninja Cop.
It's that sound, isn't it? Do you know when you switch a console on, right? I mean, a lot of people get it when they switch on a PlayStation 1 and you hear that sound. You know what I mean? It's the same with that Game Boy then. What computer was... Then again, you played the NES, so it didn't have a start loading sound, did it? To me, it's the GameCube. I mean, the amount of times I've heard that little block go all the way around and then stamp to the GameCube logo.
It was the Sega for me. It was Master System, Oh yeah, that's what I used to get. And then Super NES, you didn't get it. N64, no.
Nothing on the N64.
GameCube, yes. But what I used to get on like with the N64 because it was a bit more modern. You get intros in games like GoldenEye. Like
that's like music in games. It definitely provokes memories and feelings, doesn't it, when you switch them on? I did a video the other day and I was talking about music in games and how what was the game I was playing? Here's the problem is I go to say something and it leaves my head and it comes back a few minutes later. Too much party when I was younger.
Well,
Space Harrier, right? Space Harrier on the Amstrad, right? And it has to be the Amstrad version. When I loaded it up and heard it for the first time, it took me right back to being in my cousin's house, playing on his Amstrad, playing that game. And the thing is, I've played that same game on the Spectrum, on the Commodore 64, on the Amiga, and it's still got the same song, but it didn't sound right until I loaded up the Amstrad. And it's the same with the GameCube. It's the same with...
Is that the CPC 464 version? So
that is, yes.
All right. I'll have to, like I said, once the games room's built, I will be speaking to you and the boys about games because for me, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
Ninja Cop Box 450.
Mate, it's such a good game. Like it really, really is retro pocket.
The Sonic starter move. Okay. Let me ask all the other people in the chat. What is the sound and the music of what game or what system that gives you the most nostalgic feeling whenever you hear it? Just let me know in the comments.
But for me, even to this day, now, still, is probably GoldenEye N64 because that game.
Is it the load up music or is it the pause music as well? Because the pause music is just as epic.
The pause music is my ringtone on my phone.
The pause music is the ringtone.
You know what it was? I'll tell you what it was, like because I would have been because that came out in '97, GoldenEye or '98 on the N64. I would have been 15, 16. All right. Now, I played that console to death with my mates. Like GoldenEye, Friday night, round my ass. My dad would give us a couple of beers. We'd be 15 years old, 16 years, whatever.
Did you
I'd have a
single
couple of-
pad or double pad?
Well, we used to have. I had two, and then my boys would bring two, so you'd have 4-player. You know, like it got messy. You know, like it got proper messy. People were slagging off their mums, their nans, all sorts of shit was going on.
It is so. I mean, this is probably going to be a good point to sort of like end on. Is the music actually in games? I think has. I know I've said it before, but I'm a support worker, right? And there's people with dementia, and the power that music has to bring them back, even for a short period of time, is amazing. And we all have that connection to certain musics in things. And sometimes it's when we're not even thinking about it, and then you'll hear that sound or even the first note, and it will take you right back. So I just think the whole nostalgia thing, the going and buying the games, the music, the playing it, as you said, the playing the games with your friends.
Yeah.
I think this is just such a great thing to have a conversation about. And this is what I want this stream to be going forward, is people just coming on and talking and being open and honest and reminiscing.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't even have to be about games, as I said. It can be about absolutely anything. So, yeah, I'm glad that you've been on the first episode. I really am. It's been an absolute great chat.
No worries, brother.
I'm looking forward to where this goes. So, yeah, we are going to. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything you're doing? Anything you're planning coming up? Any videos coming out?
Fuck. Listen, I've actually I have made videos. I've got I'm gonna do a live stream soon with another tuber about the Play It Forward box. I will do that with the tuber because
The what box?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously I've got the building work going on in my garden at the minute, so that's still ongoing. It's not finished yet. For the games room, which I'm filming slowly. Obviously, Swap Shop, I've announced tonight who's on it. I've got a couple of tubers who have not been on, which you know yourself, Si. Swap Shop, yeah, it's great. You trade stuff, but it's all about the tubers.
It is.
That's
That's the one thing. I mean, that started for you during lockdown, isn't it? And it's still going out. The thing is, a lot of people started streams during lockdown, and there's not a lot of them that are still going. And I think that just shows how respected and how much part of the YouTube community and everything you are, where you always get people on. I remember when you asked me to come on the first time as well, sort of like, what, just me? You know what I mean? Who wants to hear what I've got to say? It's true though. It means a lot to a lot of people. It really does.
Yeah.
And I think the way that you reach out to people has been a great thing.
You know what, Si? And I say this a lot. 10 years this November, I'll be on YouTube. I've never been someone who's looked for subs and all that jazz. You know, I've just quite happily just carried on with my stuff. I love a bit of banter. You know that, man. I love a bit of banter. I'm the first person for a wind up. I can't help myself. You know, yeah, I rub up people the wrong way. I don't mean to. I'm a good guy. I just want because all my pals will go to the pub, which I love to drink. I've drunk 2 beers tonight. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a lightweight. I've drunk 2 beers.
Well, at least you're drinking Beals, not that honeycomb stuff.
No, I thought I got this for you. But these are a bit weird. I'm not gonna like Pineapple Express.
Oh, that's a nice one. That is.
And then this one, Heavy Gravity.
Yeah, I've got one of them in the fridge.
Mate, that 6.5%. I'm gonna be fucking smashed tomorrow for work.
My mate picked a couple up for me the other day, and I said, "Did you check the strength of these?" And he went, "No."
They're strong.
No, and I said, "This one's 9%," and he went, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah, like listen, I like to have a laugh. Swap Shop, you know, it's just me meeting other people. You know,
yeah,
like
exactly. It is connected so many people, and not just that. The way people will talk afterwards about making a deal, and then will stay friends and stay talking long after it's all finished. So, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, like, you know, I've got to meet other tubers.
Yeah,
you know, I've got to chat with them in WhatsApp groups. You know, we've got this month, we've got Sega Zombie, legend. Champion 2D Rob, legend. Super Jim Tendo, legend. Colouring in Special. Retro Rewind, Dave. What a nice bloke! Like we've just started chatting, and then one I'm really happy to get, who I've been watching now for about 4 or 5 months because Scott said about him is Bill. Games Made a Cardboard, who I don't know loads about.
I have heard about him. I'm sure I've seen some of the stuff that he's done, but
And
not
he done a
knowing who
video
it is.
recently with Retro Gamer Boy and Sega Head at the gaming market. So I've got people on who I don't really know, and that's what I love.
The thing
you
is,
know?
that's what you did. You had me on, and you didn't
Yeah.
know. You
No.
had Retrobait on once, and you didn't know him, and now you can't get rid of him.
Mate, that geezer is like a rash on my left bollock. I cannot get rid of it.
That's an image I really don't need.
Sorry, sir. And I've only got one bollock. No, I'm joking.
So yeah. Talking about YouTube as well and everything else is tomorrow. Nerdy Geezer has got the Micromaniac stream.
Yes.
Lee, if you are still here, please quickly put a link down below so other people can check it out. Again, I think you've got Sega Zombie, you've got Retrobait, you've got OSG,
Yep.
and
Ledge.
Generation Pixel.
It's going to be awesome.
It's
going to be awesome.
amazing. It's honestly for a live stream for micros. I mean, I know micros isn't everyone's thing, but there is such
That's
a
good.
big,
It's good.
there is such a big community, and there's so much more passion in the micros, and there's lots of infighting, Commodore 64, Spectrum, all the rest of it. It's all done majority in good humor, but
Don't forget next Saturday, just before you do go, Retro 5, big one.
Oh
Sega
yeah, the
Zombie's
Retro. I was getting there.
Oh, Sega Zombie's first live stream for the 5.
Sega Zombie's first Retro 5 live stream. Sega Zombie, do you want to put a link up as well for that? Because that's going to be a big one. I mean, the thing is, we don't announce it beforehand now what the big event is, but this is definitely a big event. And you learn from your mistakes, don't you? And you don't make them again.
I'd just like to say, in honor of Martin Hobby Lodge, that the Commodore 64 is the more superior system.
Well, he's already said he's already there.
Oh, is he? All right. Well, I thought I'll back him up. Thank you, Si.
And talking about the Retro 5, though, I mean, I still can't believe that we got Dominic Diamond on. You know what I mean? As far as streams go, that one's pretty up there.
Do you know what it is as well, Si? Well, you listen, we talk every day. Like every 10 minutes, we're talking, all of us. Like, and you know how I felt. Well, I was like, when I said to you, he's on the stream with us. Like, I'll never forget that thing. And I was like, he's fucking. What a nice guy.
It's a nice guy, but you were so nervous you asked him about his pants.
Listen, I tried to break the ice for fuck's sake. What's wrong with you? I tried to break. But
we definitely broke the ice.
You know, we had a good laugh.
We did. Yeah, Dominic Diamond is an absolute pro, if you know what I mean. But what the feedback I've had from that is it felt like he was just having a good chat. And that's what I want this to be as well. But to have somebody who's we all hold in real high esteem, if you know what I mean, if that's the word. To just talk to us like I'm talking to you now was amazing. It really was.
Si, do you know what it was for me? When he said our names, he was like, "Yeah, Simon. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, Paul." And I was like, ooh, "Get the mop, get the mop." I was, seriously. I was just like, oh,
yeah, Specky for life.
I've done my bit.
This is Wayne as well. Definitely want to get you on this channel as well. But I can
Retro
guarantee you,
I'm going to subscribe to your channel, my friend.
I can definitely, guys, go and subscribe to this guy. Just a lot of stuff for the micros, just a lot of live streams and everything else. And I definitely get you on here. But it will be a very Spectrum heavy episode if he is on.
Nice.
But he's also helping out quite a lot with the Crash magazine. He's doing the cover tape as well for the Crash magazine. And he's also helping out at the Bescott Market event, which will be coming up as well. So looking forward to that. I think end of November.
Oh, cool.
Right. That is it. We have gone past the hour mark by 10 minutes. The thing is, I'd like to keep you holding on because whenever I'm on a stream with you, you say it's going to finish at 10 o'clock. It's always like 20 past.
I know. I'm sorry. But you can't help it. But the thing is, right, when you've got a stream, when you're talking with someone who's all right, like me and you, we get on, you can't help it. And you kind of go over. But You know, and that's the thing with Swap Shop and other streams, Retro 5, you try and keep it to 10 because it is a school night. You know, tomorrow we've all got work.
Yeah.
And but I mean, we've only done an hour, but at the same time, you want to keep it tight. But if it's flowing, you let it go.
I know exactly what you mean. I do now. There are definitely different kinds of streams. Some of them feel forced and some of them don't. And you know what I mean? That's what you want. You want it to feel more natural. So, which I hope this has been. Going forward, if anyone in the comments would like to come on and talk about absolutely anything within reason, please just let me know, because I will be doing this like once every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks, something like that. I don't want it to be monthly. I want it to be a little bit closer together.
Yeah.
So, Lee, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Anytime, brother.
I wish I had an intro, an outro. I don't. I forgot to do that. I was supposed to put one at the end. So I'm just going to hang on. Yeah, it's not bad. I wonder if I can. The thing is, I know me. If I start messing around with something, everything.
Just play your intro again and cut us off. It look professional.
Isn't that what you do?
Yeah.
Actually, that is what I'll do,
Yes.
and I'll cut you off. Lee, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime, brother.
Hopefully, in the future there'll be a lot more, and definitely another stream in the future for movies. So
yeah, anytime. Cartoons, anytime.
So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Bye.